My doctor looked at my blood work and said 3 words that changed everything. Your arteries are stiff. Not exactly what a guy wants to hear at 62. I was in his office because I've been feeling off for months. Low energy, weak erections, cold hands and feet even in summer. I thought it was just aging, normal stuff. But he pulled up a chart and showed me my pulse wave velocity score, which measures arterial stiffness. Mine was in the red zone for a man my age. Then he leaned in and said, "There's a cheap, simple thing you can try that most people overlook. Baking soda." I almost laughed. Baking soda? Like the box in my grandma's fridge? But he explained the mechanism, and it made so much sense I had to share it with you. This method brought my blood flow back in days. Not weeks, days. I'm going to show you exactly what he showed me, and why it works when fancy supplements fail. Now here's where most men get stuck. They assume that poor circulation after 50 is just something you live with. They pop aspirin, maybe take a nitric oxide booster, but nothing seems to move the needle. The problem isn't that they're not trying, it's that they're missing the foundation. Endothelial dysfunction is the root cause. The endothelium is that thin layer of cells lining every blood vessel. When it gets damaged, your vessels can't dilate properly. Nitric oxide production plummets. By age 50, your body makes about 50% less nitric oxide than when you were 25. That means less blood flow to your penis, your brain, your muscles, everywhere. And the standard approach is to throw more nitric oxide precursors at it, like L-arginine or citrulline. But if the environment inside your vessels is too acidic, those precursors don't get converted. It's like trying to water a plant in dead soil. The baking soda method changes the soil. I remember the first 3 days after I started. I felt a warmth in my extremities that I hadn't felt in years. My morning erections came back, not just half-hearted ones, but full, solid erections that stayed. My wife noticed the change before I did. She said, "You seem more energetic." I was sleeping deeper, waking up without that 2 a.m. cortisol spike. And my afternoon crash? Gone. It was like someone turned a switch back on. But let me be clear, this isn't magic. There's a protocol. And I've tested it on myself and shared it with dozens of men in my community. Let me give you the problem in more detail. When your blood pH drifts too acidic, your body does everything it can to buffer it. It pulls calcium from bones, carbonates from your kidneys, and it constricts blood vessels to protect vital organs. Chronic low-grade metabolic acidosis is extremely common in men over 50, thanks to the standard Western diet full of processed meats, refined grains, and low vegetable intake. But also because we lose muscle mass as we age, and muscle is a major buffer. Less muscle means more acidity, and more acidity means stiffer arteries, lower nitric oxide, weaker erections, and worse blood flow to the brain. One study from the Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that a higher dietary acid load was directly associated with increased risk of hypertension and cardiovascular events in older adults. So the baking soda isn't just an old wives' tale. It's a scientifically valid way to alkalize the body and improve vascular function. Now I'm going to tell you the exact method my doctor gave me. But first, a quick note about my journey. At 57, I was overweight, exhausted, and my testosterone was in the gutter. I'd wake up tired, drag myself through the day, and fall asleep on the couch by 8 p.m. My marriage was strained because I had no libido. I felt invisible. I tried all the usual stuff. Testosterone clinics, supplements, even a hormone doctor who put me on shots. But the improvement was marginal. It wasn't until I started looking at blood flow and arterial health that things really shifted. I'm not a doctor. I'm a guy who spent 4 years obsessively researching this, testing protocols on myself, and sharing what works. I've studied over 100 studies, listened to dozens of functional medicine podcasts, and I even worked worked with a research group that tracked my biomarkers weekly. That's when I discovered the power of daily tracking. There's a simple app that I use to log everything: blood pressure, morning erection quality, energy levels, sleep quality, and even the baking soda dose. The data revealed patterns I never would have seen otherwise. I'll put the link to that app in the pinned comment below. It's the one that helped me dial in this protocol. Back to the baking soda method. Here's the step-by-step that my doctor gave me and that I've refined through my own tracking. First, only use aluminum-free baking soda. Most commercial brands are fine, but check the label. Second, you need to take it at the right time. First thing in the morning on an empty stomach, and then again before bed. The dose: half a teaspoon in 8 ounces of warm water. Not cold, not boiling. Warm water helps it dissolve better and reduces stomach shock. Stir until completely dissolved, then drink it slowly over a couple of minutes. Now here's the crucial part. Don't eat anything for at least 30 minutes after. You want the baking soda to enter your small intestine without being neutralized by stomach acid. That's where it gets absorbed and starts alkalizing your blood. The second dose before bed serves a different purpose. It buffers the nightly acid spike that happens due to cortisol and growth hormone release. This dual timing is what allows you to see results in days, not weeks. But I need to be realistic. Some men have a hard time with the taste. It's salty and bitter. You can add a squeeze of lemon or lime. Yes, lemon is acidic, but it's a weak organic acid that gets metabolized into bicarbonate anyway, so it doesn't counteract the effect. Or you can just hold your nose and chug it. I did that for the first month. After a week, I noticed my hands and feet were warmer. After 2 weeks, my morning erections were stronger and more frequent. This is real. But there's a common mistake that ruins results: taking it with food. If you mix baking soda with a meal, it gets neutralized by stomach acid and can cause bloating, gas, and even a dangerous pH spike in the stomach. Never take it within 2 hours of eating. Also, if you have high blood pressure or kidney issues, talk to your doctor first. Sodium bicarbonate contains sodium. But for most men, the amount of sodium is negligible compared to what's in processed foods. In fact, I found that my blood pressure actually dropped after I started because the improved blood flow lowered my vascular resistance. Now I want to deepen this with some proof. In 2020, a randomized controlled trial published in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that sodium bicarbonate supplementation improved blood flow to the muscles during exercise in older adults. The mechanism was improved pH buffering, which allowed for better oxygen delivery. Another study from the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that maintaining a slightly alkaline pH reduced arterial stiffness markers within 2 weeks. I had a friend, let's call him Mark, a 67-year-old retired firefighter with borderline ED and cold feet. He came to me after seeing my results. I gave him this exact protocol. He tracked his daily erections and foot temperature. Within 5 days, his foot temperature normalized. Within 2 weeks, his erection quality improved dramatically. He told me, "I feel like I'm 30 again." And that's not just a feeling. We measured his blood pressure drop from 145/90 to 128/82 over 4 weeks. That's real change. But there's a factor most people miss. Baking soda alone isn't enough if your magnesium and potassium levels are low. These minerals are essential for the enzymes that produce nitric oxide. And a common side effect of alkalization is that you can lose some magnesium through your urine. So I added a magnesium glycinate supplement at night, about 400 milligrams, and I increased my potassium intake by eating a banana or avocado every day. That synergy kicked the results into overdrive. Also, I started doing a simple breathing exercise, box breathing. 4 seconds in, hold 4, out 4, hold 4, for 5 minutes twice a day. That further increased nitric oxide and amplified the baking soda effect. The combination was like a cheat code for blood flow. Now for the expansion. Here are 3 things you can do today to start improving your blood flow right now, even before you get the baking soda. Number 1, drink a tall glass of water with a pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of lemon first thing in the morning. That hydrates you and gives your body sodium and electrolytes to start the day right. Number 2, take a cold shower for the last 30 seconds. Cold exposure constricts and then dilates your blood vessels, improving their elasticity. It also spikes nitric oxide. Number 3, stop eating 2 hours before bed. This prevents the overnight acid surge that stiffens your arteries. If you do nothing else, these 3 changes will help. But if you add the baking soda method, you'll accelerate the results. Let me circle back to where I started. That doctor's words hit me hard. Your arteries are stiff. I felt like I was already halfway to a heart attack. But he gave me a simple, cheap tool that cost pennies a day. And it worked. My blood flow came back in days. My energy, my erections, my confidence, all of it returned. I'm 62 now and I feel more vital than I did at 40. If you're tired of feeling old, invisible, and weak, this method can change that. Subscribe to this channel because I share everything I learn, every protocol, every study, every mistake I make so you don't have to. And the app I use to track my progress and fine-tune the protocol, it's linked in the pinned comment below. Start tracking, start testing, and take control of your health.